I work with the OSG. That's a couple of hundred black principals or principals from economically challenged places. And what they tell me and what I've learned, a couple of things. Number one, if your reading scores are low, you go into jail. That's the metrics. That's the algorithm, you know. Number two, if you give a kid love, but you don't teach them how to survive or how to read, you're hurting them. Number three, a kid can only retain 45 minutes of an 8-hour day anyway, so their class should only be 15 minutes. So the rest of the stuff they're giving you was a distraction, the things you don't need to know. A kid is on his phone all day. So why wouldn't you put school on the phone, on demand, 15-minute classes and have it done by a person that inspires them? Because you might not want them inspired. Why would you waste 8 hours of a day? Really, it's a babysitter, you know? That's what school is used for most parents. But why do parents mostly have to take care or put their kids in school? Because they got to go to work. So it's all to divide. I go to the kids' prisons in Chicago, right? I go to this prison, it's a kids' school in a prison, no windows, no outdoor space. As soon as they get there, they drugging them up. It's called the CUT program. And it's the line item is therapy. They tell you the more drugs you take, the quicker you can go home. I'm going through the jail. I'm seeing all of this. And I'm asking the superintendent, because the principal's the one that put me on. And I'm like, they keep talking about de-escalation. I'm like, but what's their reading scores? 4th grade. You know the recidivism rate will be 100% then. 4th grade, but you're going to put them back in the street addicted to a drug. The only time they could get it back is they get back into jail with no education. After you just mentally abused them and kept them breathing recycled air, they don't get to go outside. You know, no therapy. The only therapy they had was white women in there, walking around with jackets around their waist, all in a group. How can a white woman talk to a kid with a body without being scared of judging them? And how could a therapist not know that? So I'm like, well, why are you doing this? Oh, I know why you're doing it. Why you don't even have a black woman why isn't there a man in here to teach these kids how to be men? Because it's a cycle to get them used to coming back. Now, the worst part about it is for every kid that's in that jail, $1.2 million a kid. And the kid can't even afford to get a toothbrush. They don't get none of that money. So it's a private sector jail. People are getting paid to destroy our children like a commodity so they become adults that go to an adult prison. And that's the cycle. And that's what has to change. And we can't wait for somebody to change it. We got to change it ourselves. Because why would they change it? It's working for them. We have become a commodity so that people could skim on us over a jail bed. The more we go to jail, the richer somebody individually gets. If you own a hotel, your job is to have people return. A jail ain't nothing but a hotel with bars on it that's funded by or paid for by the government. So your intention is to have them come back. While you're in jail, you're not allowed to make no money. How could you take somebody off the street for 10 years, they can't make no money, you don't educate them on how things are currently going, and put them back on the street knowing without an education, you're going back. 80% of people that leave the jail, that don't have a place to go, they come back. So these things are things we all know. We know how to fix them, but we don't. So that seems intentional. So I'm not going to let the person who's hired to torture my culture, I'm not going to depend on him to change things. I'm going to torture him and I'm going to change things. And I'm going to leverage my celebrity so that I can bring awareness to the things that matter and the people that are fighting. So the OSG, those are the principals. Those should be the celebrities. The principal that's in that jail every day, because I walk in there and I'm in there for an hour. I walk out sad. Girls be with me crying. And we need therapy. They doing that every day. You know, we've been working with now the mayor of Gary. He was a senator before. What I learned from him is, you could really pass a law. If you write it up right, lobby for it, you could make a change. So I've watched him make changes based on conversations we have. He'll write the shit up, go lobby for it, and come back and diabetes medicine is cheaper. And then, when something works in the state, it goes federal. So what I'm talking about is answers. We know the problems, but in order to actually fix things, you got to get in there and do it yourself. I don't like education. So what we do, my girl writes a book, Dusko Goes to Space. We personally go into the schools and teach the kids how to dream. I don't like the books the kids, they got for my kid. We make our own. I don't like the TV that people watch, so I made my own, America New. Now,